Before Roy Woods dropped songs like Say Less, Instinct, Love You Guam, Big Up Yourself, Jealousy, and Get You Good.
I feel like it's been a long while now since you've been gone.
Before forming the musical collective Unlock the Underground with fellow Toronto artists Trip Ziz, Drip XXXX, and Data X. Did I say enough X's there? I hope I got that right. Before he got signed to OVO and featured on tracks by label head Drizzy Drake.
She got a little bit of drama with her friends, yeah.
Every lost girl I know is over 26.
Coming straight out of Brampton, Ontario, Canada, Roy Woods, he grew up with his mom and his younger sister, with whom he has a close bond. He was an artistic kid from a young age, but before taking his music career seriously, his focus was on football, and he was really good. But after suffering multiple concussions, he decided to switch his focus to singing and rapping. He got his start performing at the YMCA in downtown Brampton and throwing his music up online. Now, as most of you guys know, I'm from Toronto, but I grew up in the suburbs not far from Brampton. And these are my favorite videos to make, where I get to document someone who came from the same environment as me and broke into the entertainment business. It's crazy the amount of talent that's coming out of the 60s these days. I'm also going to let you in on a little secret about how I built my success on YouTube. We'll get into that a little later in this video.
Stay tuned for a special presentation.
What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Roy Woods prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, in the past, I've done videos on The Weeknd and Tory Lanez, also on Nav. But that one, it really needs an update. I've also done videos on Toronto YouTubers, including Nelk and Azzyland, which you can find in my YouTuber playlist. Be sure to hit me up on Twitter or Instagram for future requests at McCruddenM, and I gotta give big love to our sponsor, Audible, for helping us out with this video. They're the world's largest producer of downloadable audio books, and there are thousands to choose from. Now, I recently got my hands on Ready Player One, Fire and Fury, and The Disaster Artist, because who has time to open up an actual book these days? What I do is I download the book off of Audible, and then I listen in my car during my daily commutes. Now, it's amazing how much I've grown from this. It's a great way to stay productive and informed, and it's even improved the way this show works. I'm getting all sorts of information while I'm just driving in my car.
Wow.
It's a new year and a new you, so go grab a free audiobook. What are you waiting for? There is a link down below at audible.com/BTWF. Go sign up. Alright, now let's get into Roy Woods. Roy Woods was born Denzel Spencer on April 18th, 1996 in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. Now, if you don't know Brampton, it's a suburb city just outside of Toronto where visible minorities make up the vast majority of the population. About 45% of the population is South Asian, with whites making up just 26%. It's also the hometown of Russell Peters, Scott Thompson, and Michael Cera.
Welcome to Brampton, Caribbeans and the brown men's. Rest of them act like they half black.
Roy Woods described the city this way. Brampton is home for me. Brampton has its own feeling. It's not like Toronto, it's a small town where everyone pretty much knows each other. Or like, at least you know they're friends. It's a place where art is really expressed in different forms. There's no age limit, everyone wants to create and do something. Roy's the second oldest of 5 children. He has 2 sisters on his dad's side and 2 on his mom's side. Roy's dad, he came in and out of his life throughout his childhood, but he was raised primarily by his mom. According to Roy, well, things weren't always easy, he told Fader. I'd say it was a simple life, but there's always been complications, like when it comes to taking care of my mother. I've always had to take care of my mom since I was a kid. You know, I still do. And my whole family back home in Guyana, well, there's lots of poverty there, so there's a whole other family I'm looking out for and trying to take care of as well. Roy has family all over. He's got a bunch of relatives in Guyana and family spread out across the greater Toronto area. Some live in Brampton, others live in Scarborough, which is another suburb of Toronto. But of all his relatives, Roy grew up mainly with just his mom and one of his younger sisters, and he's quite close with his sister. He stated, "More times she teaches me things. I just try to teach her about people because she's not much of a people person. But she's so in her books that she teaches me everything. She's my best friend." Both Roy and his little sis have been passionate about art from a young age. As kids, they would make art together, even making their own comic books. In fact, she even went on to make the cover art for his album Say Less, which ain't bad. While little sis was a serious student, Roy decided from a young age that school just wasn't for him. But one thing that was for him was football. Now, his father introduced him to the sport when he was around 2 years old, and that might have been one of the better things he did for Roy. He says that while he's a sensitive guy, having grown up surrounded by women, he's also got an aggressive side, and football was his way of channeling that out in a positive way. He played wide receiver and safety while attending Turner Fenton Secondary School, and after 3 years there, he would transfer to St. Augustine Secondary School for his final year. He was quite the standout player. I actually found multiple newspapers crediting him for his talent on the field. But unfortunately, his football career would come to an end. Going into grade 11, he had already experienced several concussions and decided to move on to something else. And for Roy, music was an obvious choice. Now, he had already developed a passion for music at an early age, when he would write and memorize lyrics based on the Michael Jackson music that his mom would play around the house. While he cites Drake, Nelly, The Weeknd, Usher, Bone Thugs and Harmony, A$AP Mob, Wiz Khalifa, and Party Next Door as musical influences, his strongest was probably MJ.
Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad?
In fact, they're actually calling him the MJ of rap. Now, he began singing when he was just 12. By 14, he was freestyling, and at 16 years old, Roy decided to focus on his music and started recording.
Why won't you talk to me? Get them niggas up out of your mind, your mind.
Believing choir practice wasn't for him, Roy decided instead to experiment independently, and he would begin making regular appearances at a talent night held at the local YMCA. All of the rappers would come out and be freestyling in a circle. He told Noisy, "I would go up and come up with something completely different. My flow and lyrics were completely different. All those guys were talking about street shit, and I was talking about my past situations and relationships. Plus I would sing too. All the girls would love the singing, and they loved me." So the ladies were loving what they were hearing, but there was still one problem. At this time, he wasn't going by Roy Woods, or even his real name, Daniel Spencer. For some reason, he decided to use the moniker Pression, as in depression. But it wasn't exactly working for him. A younger boy in his high school pointed out that his name didn't fit because he didn't have a sad vibe in his music. So he decided to switch it up, and how did he come up with the name Roy Woods? Well, he surveyed the kids in his school, and they voted the name in. Now, there is a comedian out there with the same name. He's probably pissed.
I needed that. My self-esteem needed that.
Roy Woods put his music online and began developing a following, and this is the part in the video where I'm going to talk a little bit about my own journey. Now, I'm just a few years older than Roy, 10 to be exact, and I don't think there was as many opportunities to break into the business in my teenage years. You know, social media isn't what it is today. Regardless, I kept at it, and while I was waiting for my big break, what worked for me was a book called The Secret. It's all about the law of attraction and turning your thoughts into reality, and I swear I never for a minute stopped believing that this job that I have right now was what I was meant to be doing. And well, that's just a little bit of advice. For anyone that wants to make it in entertainment, well, if you don't believe in yourself, it ain't gonna happen. Also, check out The Secret, it's pretty good. With Roy having uploaded his music online, it wouldn't take long for some big names to find it. Near the end of 2014, when Roy was just 19 years old, OVO co-founder Oliver El Khatib, well, he hit him up. Oliver would sign Roy to the label, and soon enough Roy would be appearing on Drake's song Energy.
Lakewood means rewind, a gunshot means forward. You requested it, so we rewind.
Yeah.
It was on the set for that music video shoot where Roy met Drake for the first time.
And he was like, "Hey man, what's good?" So I'm like, "Oh damn, what's good, man? What's good? How you doing, man?" You know what I'm saying? So, but he was mad cool, you know what I'm saying? He was so dope. He just made me feel all welcome, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Drake premiered Roy's song Drama during the OVO Sound radio show on Apple Beats 1 Radio. This happened on July 11, 2015. The song would be the first track on Roy's first major project, X's, which was released later that month through OVO and Warner Brothers. The EP hit number 27 on the Billboard R&B and Hip Hop chart and number 10 on the US R&B chart. It featured guest appearances by Drake and included songs like Jealousy, Go Go Go, and Get You Good.
Since I'm always here, I'm only gone for a minute. I'm gone for a minute.
Roy released his mixtape Walking at Dawn in the summer of 2016, and it hit number 11 on the US R&B and Hip Hop chart and number 6 on the R&B chart. It was also his first project to crack the Billboard 200, peaking at number 122, and it featured the single Gwan Big Up Yourself. Great title.
Yeah, come to me while you're freaking. Come to me while you're freaking.
Also in 2016, Roy would headline his Unlocked tour and the tour with Drake and Future on their Summer 16 tour. His next EP, Nocturnal, was released on December 23, 2016 and included features from Majid Jordan and Made in Tokyo. His song, What Are You On, would drop on July 20th, 2017 and became the lead single on his debut studio album, Say Less. The title song off that album would also gain some solid traction.
But if you're a hide on my own, maybe you should undress. No talk, say less.
So what does Say Less actually mean?
That's a Toronto thing, like everybody from the West End to the East,
like of Toronto says say less, you know, like, cause I already understand what you're talking about, so say less, fam. I don't need to, you know, we need to keep going. I understand, say less, you know.
The album itself would be his most successful project to date, reaching 92 on the Billboard 200, 38 on the R&B and hip hop chart, and 11 on the R&B chart. The album includes features from Party Next Door, DVSN, 24 Hours, and P&B Rock. At the time of this recording, Roy is just a couple weeks away from kicking off a new tour, the Say Less Tour, which will begin on March 17, 2018 in Orlando, Florida, and there will be stops all over the US and Canada. Now, while Roy Woods tends to say less about his personal life, despite his busy music schedule, he's actually found time to father a son. And that kid, well, he's a vegetarian. Yeah, kids are growing up real fast these days, but he'll probably be like a rich and famous rapper by the time he's 12, and I'll be here doing it before they're famous on him. Now, I know a lot of fans of this channel are aspiring artists or rappers, and I'm telling you the best piece of advice I can give anyone is to check out some self-development books like The Secret. I'm even making this easy for you guys by hooking you up with a free book from Audible right now. So go to audible.com/BTWF, a link is down below, and you will get a free 30-day membership. Along with that, you get a free audio book. You can actually even do a text sign up. So like if you pull out your phone right now and you type in BTWF and send it to 500-500, well, you're all signed up and ready to go. As for the rest of the story, well, we'll have to wait and see because this is before they're famous. My name's Michael McLovin, and thanks for watching this video. I've got a ton of bios on other rappers. Check out our rapper playlist or our YouTuber playlist. Be sure to let me know who you want me to document next in a future video. See you guys, well, over there.